Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and we are getting ready to start on the add-on kit for this wisdom journal. So you're going to want the page 1 and page 2, and I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting mine out and inking them. And so you're going to glue these back to back. So I'll finish cutting this one out, but you will glue them back to back. And then we're going to attach page 3 to it. So you could also go ahead and cut that out and ink it. I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself when I cut things out because I don't want pieces and parts to get confused. Well, or me to get confused. So I'm going to stop the video and ink these up, finish cutting these out, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've got these cut out, and I'm going to take this pocket and put it on my scoring board and score this fold line. And then ink that. And this flap is what's going to attach this to the rest of the journal. So you want to ink this smaller pocket, and then it's going to glue on top of this one. And put it right along the fold. And then this will attach on this brown square here. So line that up there with that edge. Let's see, where is it? Like that. And then this flap is going to go into the pocket that we created. It'll go in here. Remember that pocket we made? So we're going to eventually glue it in there. And then this folds back over this, and this folds over this. So I'm going to take this out and crease this right between the two colored panels. Oh, I don't know why I keep veering off. Okay. And that is a double panel, so it's a little harder to score. Actually, I wonder if I score the back side, probably be a good idea. Okay, so that folds back like that. And then the next page we have is this one. So go ahead and cut those pieces out and ink them. And then we will attach those. Okay, so I took my pockets and inked them. And this will go here. And then these will attach on this side here. Whoops. And they're readable. So that's how you know which way to go with those, if you want them to be readable. Guess I could put my microphone back on. So I'm going to take the scoring board again and score these folds on here. If If you guys are watching me, you're probably going, you're doing it the wrong way. I keep pushing from the bottom and it jumps the line. So I need to remember to come up to the top and pull it down. And then there's no problem. Okay, so those are your glue, where you'll glue them. So also, the next thing to do is you're going to want to put your circles on here because they have the string closures. So I've gone ahead and made my little circles because we've already done it twice. And so I went ahead and did that off camera. And I just stuck 3 layers of cardstock circles together. And then I have a brown paper circle for the top. And I do need to ink those bottom ones though. But so those will be ready to put on. But what I was thinking is I wanted stitching on some of this, and I didn't get the stitching on the last part, if you remember, because I waited too long and it was too thick and it had cardboard. Some of it you can't do because it's got cardboard on it. So if you want stitching to be on it, you have to kind of, I guess, just stitch the pieces and then attach them to the cardboard, and I didn't do that. So on this thing, I'm going to take what I have over to the sewing machine and try to get a little bit of stitching. I got to trim my circles down. I didn't do a very good job getting those put on there. Put some ink on that. Cover that up. Okay, so there's my 4 circles waiting for that part. And so I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and actually, let's see. I think I could get away. Yeah, I think I can get away with gluing this on and then stitching it because I want it to show on this pocket. So I'm going to glue this on. I had to soak this point on my glue because I had let it get clogged up and didn't seal it off. So it's all nice and clean and working properly. So I'm going to move it up just a little bit from the bottom. You just want to make sure you've got enough room at the top to put things in. And then I'll go over this like this with this one. And then I'll go to the sewing machine, which I think I'm going to have to change my needle because I'm really dulling my needle by stitching all this paper. Okay. All right, so there is that. And, oh, I was going to ink. I wanted to ink the folds on here too. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take that over and stitch it on the machine as much as I can. And then I'll be back. Okay. So I got some stitching. I just went all the way around that. And that way I have a little bit of stitching showing. So I'm going to move on and glue these panels on. Now, I was just thinking that I could put my circles on now. It'd be a lot easier. And so as long as I get them centered and get these centered to each other, it should be okay, I think. So I'm gonna put the circle on the paper, center it, and then I'm gonna put a mark because I did try to just eyeball it without a mark and it doesn't work as well. So I think that's the center. So I'm going to take my crocodile punch, the small side, and let me double check, make sure I still didn't slip. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there and get my little circle centered. Hopefully I'm seeing it right. Okay, well that's not centered, but that's where it's at. Okay, and these are the little fasteners, they're called long fasteners by Tim Holtz. Oh goodness, oh well. So much for that. Trying to be centered. Okay, so let's see if I can find it on this one. Okay, so I'm going to put this in a similar place on this one. See if this one comes out any better. Oh. Yeah, I think that one's centered better. So put the fastener in there. Okay. And then these should be readable. Okay, so put my glue. And it goes right up here along the top. And this one will go on the bottom. Bring it down to the edge. And then I'm going to get my wax linen thread. I keep thinking I'm going to put that middle layer in these so it's easier to separate the circles, and I forget each time. That ought to be plenty. Okay, so they've got that. And we have, oh, and this, so then we flip this over. And on this side, we have the place that the, if you want to use the, let's see, and this is page 5 of the add-on kit. So finish cutting out this title page if you want to use it. You know, and as I've said before, this journal could be used for anything because it's not really specific, you know, to a subject. It says wisdom on the owls. It just says wise as an owl. So, I mean, it could still be used for anything. So this will go here. So I'll go ahead and glue that on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to ink it since it has that black border. I don't think it's going to make much difference. That's it for this piece. Just checking, make sure I did everything I was supposed to do. And I'm going to trim this edge here because it's got a little bit of white flash going with some of the paper that's sticking out. And I'll ink that too, just to hide it. And then, now this is the part that's a little on the tricky side, I think. This has to go into that pocket. We may end up having to re-glue this pocket because it may pop it loose. But remember, we've still got this loose, and we've got this pocket that we glued in. Ooh, I just popped it loose. Okay, so this is going to go inside that pocket and glue so that this can fold back like this. And so that is your title of your journal. Okay, so, I mean, you can leave it as a removable, but I think, do I want to stick it in? I think I kind of do want to stick it in. So I think I'll put some Fabri-Tac on it. This could be, hopefully this goes okay. It could be ugly if you start to slide it in with all this glue on it. Okay, that ought to be enough. Okay, so I'm going to put it in. And make sure that it folds back over this cover really well. And then I'll probably clamp that. And then I'm going to need to re-glue. I'll need to re-glue some of that, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Put a clamp on that. And I tell you what, I'm going to stop for today on this one. And we will finish the add-on second part tomorrow. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching that video. And if you did, click the like button, think about subscribing, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.